This is Papa Smurf. You're listening to Our Lifestyle, the podcast, with ODB and the Mayor.
Yo, it's Our Lifestyle Podcast, a.k.a. OLP, coming at you with episode 243, Down with OLP. Yeah, you know, Miggity Mike the Mayor. I hear him chiming in. He's trying to get a word in edgewise. What's going down, my brother?
Brother, you know I can't get an edge. You know I can't get a word in edgewise when ODB is on the... But, hey, it's all good. Brother, just trying to recoup, just trying to recover from the long-ass weekend called Scrapin the Coast. Man, one hell of a weekend, brother. That's all I can say.
Yes, and you hear that you may have seen that the title of this episode is Scrapin the Coast 2021 WrapUp. Now, I know we recently had our homie, and we're hoping that he gets better, Greg Miller, on. That was the pre-show, and STC is one of the biggest, baddest shows in the country. Man, next year is going to be the 20th anniversary of this famed event. But, you know, Mike and I had a lot of experiences leading up to it, going, you know, obviously at the event, all the great people we talked with. And then, of course, coming home, I got some stories for you. But on this episode, it looks like it's just going to be us. And then we'll talk a little bit about next week's episode later. But, Mike, we love to remind everyone that if you're listening to OLP and you want to support one of our fine partners, please go out and hit up. What is it, Mike? It's Ryan and someone else.
Hey, buddy.
That's right, buddy. And hey, Ryan, over at Graphics Mafia. It's GRAPHIX Mafia. They're, of course, on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, but most importantly, graphicsmafia.com. Mike, they can order all kinds of different stickers and things like that, whether it's for their business or what have you, but Graphics Mafia, I know they're doing the damn thing.
Dude, they always do, man, and it's always good to have those guys in your corner because I tell you what, they do some incredible work, and not only that, but the customer service is lights out, brother.
Yeah, it is, and they do import JDM stickers if you want to put your Instagram handle or TikTok, a lot of these different things. You can put that on your window of your vehicle via a vinyl sticker, but it's graphicsmafia.com. They take all sorts of different payment options. Big ups to the homies over there in Jayville. So, Mike, we're going to get right into it, man. The scene updates this week is really STC 2021. We'll have a couple other things we'll throw in, but, dude, listen, again, I don't have at this time many updates to share on Greg. It was eerie. We had Greg on, and Greg had shared all of the awesome stuff that was coming along for the 19th annual event. And Mike, I tell you what, man, we've been involved with this one for a while, but I've been going with the homie Vic that went with me this year. He was the one 7-8 years ago that said, yo, man, we got to go to this event. He had already been to it. But Mike, there was a lot of anticipation coming up for this one, wasn't there? Even with Greg, obviously, not feeling well and not in the mix, in terms of being there.
Oh, absolutely. I always look forward to going to Scrapin the Coast, not only for the show, and being able to see all of our buddies that, we see, when we go to these shows. So, and of course, the Michelle Boone and Chad Luke, and we knew those guys were going to be there. And of course, Eddie Gordy and his daughter, there. And, hats off and congratulations to both those guys, which I know we'll get into that later on. But just knowing that these guys are going to be there and seeing those, and then you got Joey. I can't recall his last name, but he drove all the way from Arizona with the Toyota that him and Chad were both on the show shirt together. And I do
Ford Taco. Yep.
Yes, that is definitely hands down my new favorite show shirt. With those two tacos on there, all kinds of graphics and all kinds of color, baby, and I freaking love it.
Yeah, it definitely was cool to meet Joey Whitby, I believe is how you say it, A nice guy all the way from AZ, obviously born and raised, I think, in Cali, though. But when you think about, the build up, the anticipation, obviously it's a lot of work. And, I mean, you could just sit back and see the magnitude of this event, very similar to like a Lone Star Throwdown, right? You have weeks and weeks and months and almost a year every single year preparing for this massive invasion, if you will, of Biloxi. Mike, I had a chance to go a little bit outside of the normal area where I stay because I got to give a huge shout out to Tim Davis and his wife Erica. Really great people. My room situation had kind of flipped around, so they had some room in a condo, and we were about 30 minutes away, but it was nice going down 90. You get a chance to get down further, and man, it gets even nicer as you get down towards the Hard Rock and some of those awesome establishments. But we were a little bit of a stone throw away, but it gave us that opportunity to kind of get away after a long day working at the event and then strolling over and, just detoxing a little bit, getting dinner, a little bit quiet down place, not having to wait an hour to get in. So that's one thing I enjoyed. But, Mike, the anticipation, as you mentioned, was big. Now, before we get to all that madness, how was the trip? Talk to us a little bit about what time you left and how your trip went going there.
Well, the trip going there was a piece of cake because, we drove up to, my boy John Lopez's place. We stayed overnight, and Michael Canella, he drove up, from down south. He met us there at John's house. When he got there, roughly around 7:30, so we rolled out of his place Thursday morning at 8:00, and so we rode out. Yeah, 8:00 we left Orlando, and so it was about a 6-hour ride. But you had some stops in between, and so I trailered my truck up. He brought an empty trailer because he's got a new build that he's doing, and Acme frame, built him a new frame. So they had it there on display there in their booth. And so they picked it up on Sunday and brought it back home so he can go ahead and continue that new build that he's got going. So our ride was a piece of cake, man. We didn't run into any traffic going there. Now coming back, that's a total different story. Actually, I take that back. The only traffic we ran into.
Yeah. Okay.
The only traffic we ran into on the way there was when we kept running into these these hurricane-like storms on the way there. It pretty much followed us all the way up. Once we got, I want to say it was Lake City, I think is where it started. And every time we stopped for gas, we would drive through it and then it would catch up to us again. So, it got slow on the interstate, going up because of the storms. But other than that, it was good. And, of course, I started that whole new little deal with planting, stickers for eastbound get down, stickers on gas pumps, when I stopped for gas, and one was found. Jesse found one of them there off of exit 70 on I-10. But there's another one that's out there, and I will go ahead and just say it on here. So if anybody's paying attention, you're going to find that other one at Buc-ee's. So I'll give you that clue, but it is at Buc-ee's, and it is on one of those gas pumps there, and I think you only have like 150 to choose from. So good luck trying to find that one. But if anybody does find it, they're going to get a free show shirt, which Jesse got the first one. So there's another one out there. And so there's another show shirt that in your choice. We'll have 3 different ones, and you just tell me which one you want.
Real deal. So my trip, obviously you had mentioned you went over to John's house, kind of for those that don't know, over towards the Orlando area. For us, I did have to work on Thursday. I was able to peel out, give or take, around lunchtime, went outside, packed the final stuff. Vic arrived, and we got out of town. Once we got rolling, it wasn't too bad of a trip there. For us, I think, off the top of my head, I think it's just under 500 miles. What that equates to is drive time supposed to be 8.5. Well, by the time you stop and this and that, easily turned into a 12-hour trip. Now, we did have one tire go down. I'll talk more about that later. We did have one go down on the way there. Really was a minor hiccup. Kept on trucking. Now, I got to give a huge shout out to Cholo. Cholo with the 6 tray. Vic knows him. I know he's tied in with Greg. He goes to a lot of Greg shows like Bayou Showdown. He also goes to Scrapin. We saw him at Sparks in the Park at the DeCorver show. He's a good dude. He's on Instagram. It's Cholo_63. But Mike, we were about 30 minutes getting later in the day on Thursday from Cholo's place, and Vic had touched base with him, and Cholo said, hey, come by my place. We'll give you a spare tire. I've got a triple axle, big old trailer like yours. So he gave us a spare. We hung out a few minutes, and then we were on our way. We got into town like at 12:30 local time, which is like 1:30 Eastern. After all of that, luckily that place where you guys stayed on Thursday night, we didn't have too bad of parking there. I mean, believe it or not, I was a little worried. I was like, where are we going to park? But we were able to kind of back in there, got upstairs with all of our crap that was sitting in the back of the truck, had a quick breakfast in the morning, and then we were headed down to the Coliseum, man.
Yeah, no, actually, I really, we stayed down on the Gulfport side, and I really enjoyed staying down on that way. Only issue with that is every night where we went and ate dinner, it was down on the opposite end. So it was definitely a drive to get down to the other end. But with that being said, we are definitely booking our hotel room a lot earlier next year and not waiting until the last minute so we can pretty much get wherever the hell we want to go, which is definitely going to be on that other end because all the restaurants we want to go to are all down on that other end. So yeah, that's going to change next year for sure.
I don't blame you at all. On Monday, or excuse me, on getting ahead of myself, on Friday we got down to the Coliseum. We felt like at a decent time. We unloaded. There's plenty at first Scrapin the Coast. If you don't know, when you come in, typically you're going to come in through the big indoor area where they do the drive-through judging. We, with the bigger trailer, we are a little bit kind of stuck, so they let us go around the back. We were able to unload in the big parking lot. Sean Rose, got to thank him. He came over with his nice Silverado. Mike, you helped coordinate that. Once we had Vic's car, the Cutlass 84, and my 9FO, so 8FO, 9FO, once we had those, Sean Rose had came over. We put all the stuff that we needed that we couldn't carry over to the big building, cruised over, and Vic and I took the vehicles inside, which we had like kind of prearranged. Your truck was already in there. And then really just tried to start putting stuff together. When you and Shannon had dropped off everything the night before, that made stuff a breeze. And then, hey, a couple hours later, before you knew it, dude, we were full bore, set up. Now, one thing that I thought was different from last year, you and I, Mike, kept thinking like, hey, Friday we're going to be wide open. But I don't typically have the opportunity to leave on Thursday, so I think what happened is I talked to a couple people. I said, man, was the show open on Friday last year? It felt like it was, and they said it wasn't. It was just Saturday, Sunday, but it was almost nice, though, Mike, to have that little break because we got a chance to talk to Fat Fabs, Brian at Grinder TV, a lot of the folks we know like Sean Rose, Sean Randall, so many good people. So I did really like that vibe. And being set up inside there just made it really awesome this year.
Well, brother, I definitely like our new spot. That's for damn sure. Having that in spot right there was pretty nice. And I tell you what, we got to give hats off to everybody that came by and supported because we pretty well killed it with that Back to the Future. Between the shirts, all the skate decks, shout out to Joey with Get Decked because, man, he sent the skate decks to us, and those are all gone. We pretty much sold out of all of our skate decks except for, I believe, 4 skate decks, I think is what we have left. We have 1 ballistic and 3 of the Live Life topless Sega-themed skate decks left. But, we had an awesome time. We had a great event. And, as far as with the booth goes, we killed it, brother, like we always do. And so we definitely appreciate everybody coming by and supporting. And, like we said, we were set up right there next to Sean Rose. And, hats off to that guy because, man, he's one hell of a teacher, man. He was pretty busy all weekend long, showing people, there on the bead roller how to do what he does so well, and makes it look so damn easy.
He does, man. And like you said, it was good, and having that great, awesome neighborly partner there that you could go slap hands with and that type of stuff. So he's just a good dude. Sean Rose Metalworks. We'll talk more about him and some of the things that he helped contribute. But thanks Sean for always just being a good dude. He's arguably just doing some great things in the scene. Now, Mike, a few things I thought was awesome. I got a chance to spend some time over at the Garage Gear booth when I had gallivanting on out. I, of course, went over and talked to Sketchy, slapped hands with them, checked out their rig, including their Forerunner. That's on the new All Time Low magazine. So we'll just stop real quick and say, hey, atlmagazine.com, order an individual issue or choose the subscription. 6 per year. It's bi-monthly, y'all. atlmagazine.com. Don't get caught slipping because they do sell out. Now, of course, when I got over to Garage Gear, got a chance to say what up. Now, the one regret that I had, Mike, is I had talked to Crystal and I said, hey, do you guys take PayPal? Because I had my phone. Well, of course, I had left all my other stuff in my book bag, so I only had my phone. And, so I didn't get a chance to get back there. I wanted to get one of those Lone Star Throwdown metal signs, and I was really looking forward to hanging that up. Although we have some awesome metal signs. I haven't had a chance because we sell out all the time. I haven't had a chance to buy one of those with the employee discount. So I was hoping to get one from Garage Gear, but I got a chance to talk with them a little bit. Of course, I made my way over. I stopped by Extensive. From there, we saw Stewart with KIK. Right on over to Hammered Weekend Wear with a prime spot. Smack dab in the middle of what I call the midway, right out there in front of the Coliseum. Gallivanted on over to Assorted Miniatures. Got a chance to see the famous Cow Concepts painted Nissan hardbody. Went over to the area where there's typically the OG mini truck, all the trucks out there. So spent some time there taking photos. Saw the homie DJ Maze. And before you knew it, Mike, I was ready to head back in for some Freon poisoning, dude.
Oh, yeah. And, hey, like we tell these people all the time, oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. It's like, bro, go get some of that Freon poisoning and you'll be perfectly fine. That's just like all these guys that sit here and talk about, there's too many lifted trucks. There's too many this. There's too many that, blah, 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 blah. Bro, there were so many trucks indoors, so many cars, so many badass vehicles indoors. There's no reason to even go outside except for when you're leaving. And hey, the attendance this year as far as spectators, I believe it was right there at 16,200 as far as spectators. Then, of course, the vehicle count was exactly 100 less than what it was last year. So we were right there at that 2,000 mark. They had, I think it was 21 something last year. So they're right at that 2,000 car count. And, Mrs. Miller told me, which I say Mrs. Miller, Lauren Miller, and hats off to her for stepping up. And, she had some big shoes to fill this year, and she absolutely killed it, did a great job. The whole staff, hats off to the whole staff for being able to pull it off without having, the big dog, Greg Miller there this year. And you said you didn't have any updates, as far as health wise, for, any health updates for him. And I did talk to Lauren earlier, and you're going to listen to this on Friday. Which today we're recording is on Tuesday, and he actually was having a really good day today. Still hasn't changed much, but he was definitely having a much better day today than what he had the last couple of days. So that was good news, to hear that. But, not only that, but, Sean Rose, but Sean Randall for stepping up and, playing a pivotal role and, making everything go so smooth this year at Scrapin the Coast. And then, of course, we did the fundraiser, and we weren't there on Sunday. And I know they did another fundraiser But on Saturday, we actually raised on stage a little over $30,000 for Greg and his family. And I know on Sunday they did another fundraiser, and the last that I heard, they actually had an actual guy there. I cannot. They were calling him Big Money, so I don't know his actual real name. But he wrote a $20,000 check to the Miller family. So that was pretty awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. Hats off to Craig Riley. Because he actually phoned in and he actually won. They had a pair of KISS tickets.
Really?
And he was the highest bidder, on Sunday. He phoned in, he was on the phone with Sean Randall during the auction, and he phoned in with a bid of $1,500, and he was the highest bidder for a pair of KISS tickets. So hats off to Craig Riley for doing that. For Greg and his family. So, the auction was definitely needed. Greg has been in the hospital now for, he's been in intensive care unit for going a little over 3 weeks now. So, hey, this is what he does for a living. He puts on shows. And so they definitely, hats off to everybody that, supported. And, Lauren wanted to make sure that everybody knows that she, appreciates everybody's support, with, the donations, the comments, the messages, and just everything about, and all the prayers going out for her dad. Because she definitely isn't giving up, and, and she needs and wants her dad back there so they can do more shows together, put on more, kick-ass shows for us all.
And Lauren, she's getting married later this year, right? And you think about, she's at a great age in her life. She has great things going on. She has a great career of her own. And, I would ask that anybody stop and think about, I was thinking about the homie. I had a great conversation with a couple people and just, good memories of Greg and just what a great guy he is, right? And we know he's going to get better. We know he's going to get out of this. But I think the thing is that, you got to stop and think sometimes. There's a lot, we're all busy in life, and, we got careers and families and stuff that we like to do. But, whether it's, someone in your fam or a friend or someone like Greg, when they go through these times, I mean, it reinforces that. Again, I've said it many times before, life can change so quickly, right? So, we focus on a lot of positive here on the podcast. That's what we love to do, and we're going to continue to do. But just know that, I mean, even if you've got money, or if you don't, or, you're big on social media or you're not, it doesn't matter. When stuff, hard times come, it can happen to anyone. It doesn't matter how much, success you've had in life, or if you're just a quiet person. So, just doing your own thing. But, we wish Greg, a speedy recovery. And, just on my first thought there is, hey, she's going through a lot of great things in her life. And, she posts a lot. She goes, hey, I need my daddy, so let's hope that Greg gets through this, which we know he will. And then, he'll be getting ready for Bayou Showdown. I know he's already thinking of those numbers. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. And, and another, a couple other people I wanted to give a shout out to and just thank, from, because Greg's, a really good buddy of mine, real good friend. We talk quite frequently throughout the week while I'm delivering mail. Well, we did at one point, and we will once again. But Sean Rose and Chad Luke, their B-roll panels that they did for the auction, I was lucky enough to win one of them, and Chad's actually went for $6,800, and then Sean's actually went for $4,800. And so, but the way that worked out for the one that we won is me and Sean teamed up on his, and then of course with OLP. So we triple teamed it and we won it. But we also had what we wanted to do was we wanted to turn around and give it back. And so we gave it back. We turned around and went right back up to auction again. And it ended up going for another $3,500. So all in all, I believe it was $8,200 is what that panel ended up raising after we had given it back, combined. And the guy's name was Suddy, and Suddy Lewis, and he's a lowrider club that always comes out and supports Scrapin the Coast and Bayou Showdown. And I don't remember his total, but he was another one that was really generous to the Miller family. So hats off to him. But just hats off to everybody. If you gave $1, if you gave thousands of dollars, every little bit helps, and they definitely are in need of that right now.
I also want to give a shout out to Casey Therrell. Casey is Fool's Gold Customs. I had bought one of his awesome new shirts. Graphic Disorder did the artwork. I bought one of his shirts over at OBI, and he had posted a few days ago, super cool weekend at Scrapin the Coast. I know Greg Miller would have been proud to see the show community come together for everyone, or for anyone like they did for him. We were humbled to see our banner auctioned. It raised $860. Thank you guys. Thanks to Bill and Tim at Extensive and his crew for donating this awesome banner. Signed, I took this one home. So, he also contributed some money in, and he was able to get that cool banner and took a photo with them, which I thought was pretty freaking awesome. But a lot of good people. I know, and again, I always preface that I'm not going to remember every name and every person in terms of, all the great conversations we had. But, Jeff Cook Jr. from Ballistic Mike, we had great conversations with him all the way from the Camp and Drag fam. You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly. And I was just about to, give him, because he was another one that was out there, bidding up. And, hats off to Lonnie, because that guy, he's got those big pockets, and he kept outbidding me.
Well, it's because all the YouTube money from Garage Gear Clothing, right? I mean, I know he said he's racking it in, and I was like, hey, man, can I get some money? Because I need some of that stock. You know what I mean? I was trying to buy some Garage Gear Clothing stock. He said, not yet, though.
It won't be long, homie. It will not be long.
I know that.
I can do that because, but it's always good to talk to him and Crystal, and definitely want to give a shout out to Girl Truckin Apparel, because her daughter, which was actually getting ready to have a birthday, Sylvia, we had donated OLP. When I say we, donated a banner, a skate deck, and the metal sign of the yellow Mazda artwork. And she had the winning bid of $700. And she turned around and gave it to her daughter for her birthday, because her daughter actually she collects skate decks, and she wanted that skate deck. So it worked out really well. She had come by the booth earlier, and unfortunately we sold out of all the decks, but I had already pulled that deck for the auction. And so as soon as she seen that was the deck that we were auctioning off, Sylvia bid on it, and she ended up winning it with a $700 bid. So that was pretty cool. And and thank you, Sylvia. And definitely we will look in the future. We're going to have Sylvia on, and she can tell us a little bit more about her brand and just exactly what she's doing, because she's doing some really good things in the scene, trying to highlight these girls that are in the scene. And that's exactly what OLP is down for, and what we're all about.
Definitely. There were a lot of other good folks, like a couple of the homies, this guy Shane and his buddy Bobby. So they come by, and Shane was like, yo, I was the dude that wanted to see a couple photos of what Jimmy did from Jimmy's Rod and Customs on Bada Bing with the air intake, right, the air cleaner deal. And I was like, oh, yeah, I just hadn't got a chance to really get out and take those photos and stuff. He's like, oh, no, it's cool, man. And he was telling me about his S10 and, the homie Bobby, his homie. He's got a really cool Nissan Hardbody Red. I mean, this thing is low. He's helping him. And, man, they hung out for a while. We talked a bunch about trucks and air management and everything. So, I mean, those are the conversations that I leave when I leave a show. I go, man, that was the fun part for me, right? Getting to talk trucks. I mean, I tell people all the time, I don't know it all. I've been around a long time. I can kind of look at stuff and go, that may not work. But from my experiences, if he's willing to listen and go, yeah, you know what, that's some good feedback. Those are those convos that I just enjoy having. Mach 1 Media, Jonathan and Tucker, good dudes. We always talk about what they're doing. I mean, they're the young guns, as I call it. And MACH number 1 will bring up on Instagram Mach 1 Tuck, Mach 1 Media, and Mach 1 John Dog. Again, these are great people. And, they're out there, they're hustling. I know Stewart, as I mentioned, from KIK, had a good conversation with him. Max Dooley was out there from Extensive, Big John, as you mentioned. And why do you always call Mikey, why do you always call him a scumbag, dude? I mean, that's not very nice, you know what I mean? He was feeding me some ice cold drinks and stuff, dude.
Well, we kept trying to, dude, I am not going to lie.
Come on, you always lie, dog.
Dude, those natural light strawberry lemonade beers that he had, those mother effers are pretty damn good, bro.
Dude, I talked to Dizzy from the Spark Show already. Dude, he goes, bro, he's getting ready to rifle out a couple memes over those.
Dude, those things are legit, absolutely legit. And with that being said, I think I might have found a new drink instead of that mango Bud Light seltzer. I think that.
You don't need the mango, Mike. Now you're the flamingo, like flamingo. Kind of. I don't know if I could spin it like that. I mean, I don't have the Eminem skills and laying down my lyrics. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I tell you what, you have flamingos all over their cans, and that's pretty dope too. So I thought that stuff was really good. So I enjoyed it. And I'm sure I'll get more flack, more flack for that. But hey, it's all good. It's all good.
Exactly. And we do have a few more things to cover with Scrapin the Coast show here, but I want to stop and remind everyone, we mentioned Garage Gear a moment ago. You can go to garagegearclothing.com, get free shipping on your orders in the U.S., continental United States. They're also, as we mentioned, on TikTok and on YouTube. All of that content, of course, is free, but they have tank tops and other items, $15 and less. And then when you add in free shipping, it's pretty cool. So whether you want a mini truck, a full size, a sport truck, you name it, they have it, and they've recently restocked. So go out to garagegearclothing.com, hover over shirts, or shop rather, and check out everything from shirts, hats, women apparel, youth, and accessories. But you got to let them know that OLP sent you. But Mike, just kind of thinking back to some of the other things, right? So when I looked on Facebook, I didn't have a lot of time this week to really go through, but there were some things that reminded me, like, okay, listen, the show shirts were epic. They sold out. They had stickers, they had posters, they had big banners, they had skate decks, right? As we know, they had metal signs, right? So their merchandising was on point as always. The other thing that I thought was pretty freaking awesome was you had someone like Chad Luke, Negative Camber, our brother. He debuted his truck at Mini Nats in our booth. We were so thankful for that. He goes out there swinging, dude, NC style, and knocking some mofos out. I mean that in a positive way. He comes home with the best of show mini truck straight off the top ropes, dude. Like almost like a backflip off the ladder deal with a leg deal right over the neck. That's basically what he did to all of us mini truckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but definitely well deserved, brother. And hats off to Chad because it was definitely well deserved. Truck is completely is badass, and always look, and not only is Truck badass, but hey, Ronnie says all the time, man, the trucks are cool, but the owners are even cooler.
Yeah, real deal. And speaking of that, dude, Eddie Gordy, man, dude, yeah. He came, bro. That setup that he had, like, I talked about it recently. There was a guy that was like, man, why don't people do, displays anymore? And really, I gave him plenty of examples where people had, including Jeff at, Mini Garage, right? He had a cool display at Southeast Mini Truck and Nats, which is one of our favorite shows. And we would remind you that that's every April in Maggie Valley, arguably the biggest, the baddest mini truck show in the world. Yes, you heard that right. But like even Jeff at Mini Garage goes out and he has a display. But, of course, Eddie, man, this guy is, I mean this with all respect, he's a perfectionist. He's a hard-working dude, works a lot of hours at work, hustles on his own stuff, builds some amazing, cool stuff for people in terms of panels and all kinds of fabrication stuff that he can do. But you walk in there and you see this display with the truck up in the air, old school style. He baked in the cookies and cream artwork from Mini Trucker Union, right? So you just had this ambiance of awesomeness. I talked to Eddie about it, and I said, man, listen, dude, rest in peace, Sean Mahaney. I said, I know he would be proud, man. And he kind of looked at me, and I said, well, I remember when they built the purple third-door Mazda that MIC had built, and I think it was for a client overseas, or it sold shortly after, and it went overseas, and that thing has been, displayed, epic proportions. But, seeing what Eddie did with the mirrors, the lights, the crowd control, the details, some of the exhaust stuff that he recently did. I mean, it's a true testament to how hardcore he really is.
Oh, absolutely. He's so hardcore. He brings his daughter out to all the shows with him. And I tell you what, she's pretty hardcore as well, brother.
Yeah, she is. And they're just good people. So, they're out there hustling. But here's the cool thing. If you looked at our social media, including primarily Instagram, because these reels that we do, Josh Ellis has got the reels rolling over with OLP. He got me into doing these, and I love it because the music aspect, you get to pick a cool song, but that stuff doesn't batch over to Facebook. So inside you had some amazing cover trucks of mini trucks in there. You had the old school Typhoon. You had lowriders like Cholo and Vic with the 84 Cutlass. You had the homie Tim Davis right on the other side of Eddie with an awesome setup. He had a Jessica Rabbit OG Who Framed Roger Rabbit stand with the Death Row chain. This killer looking, I don't know what it was about the palm tree, man. It just had those colors with the lights. And then, of course, the topless Mini. That whole setup was awesome. But you also had so many other mini trucks. You had the green Yoda that was, I had posted it. It was like a 2011 cover, which I thought was awesome. And then, Mike, you'll remember the Straight Outta Hell truck, which was the Toyota with all the crazy paint and all that stuff. That was right there next to the 96 Toyota Tacoma, which was known as Chump Change. So, all of those, you mentioned Joey Whitby. He came over from Arizona. You had Chad. You had a lot of the NC. Just a good mix of mini trucks inside. And then Fat Fabs, dude, slinging those Viair compressors. They had just it on lock with multiple, I'd say 6 or 7, 8 body drop new school trucks, including that Escalade on 30s. Jason Feltham was over there, Mike. I know Gooch was over there. Feltham did all these amazing awards. Those, were just such a huge hit. You had full-size dualies. You had that kind of dark champagne color Yoda in there with the red guts in it, dude. I'm trying to think what else, man. You had Forbidden Fantasy fucking San Diego, dude. Glenn brought out the Honda Accord, dude. I told Brian, let's scrape the logo, and, we posted that fun photo. Just thinking back here, you had the homie Culpepper, David Culpepper, I think was his name. He has the crew cab dually, and he goes, yo, I've been trying to get on Mike to get a shout-out on the podcast, dog. And I said, dude, crew cab minis are on the rise, Mike. You saw that one, brother.
Dude, and it was badass. I didn't even know he owned the damn thing. I didn't know he owned it before. I've seen his bug so much. I didn't know he had anything else other than the bug. So, hats off to him and his wife. Because I tell you what, man, that crew cab, like you said, crew cab on the rise, baby. And not only that, but it's a dually too.
I know it's a dually. And you know what he said, bro? He told me, he goes, yo, don't tell Mike till you're recording. He goes, yo. I said, what are you going to do next year? He goes, dude, we're doing a billet frame. And I looked at him, and he goes, I'm not doing the gold wing doors. He goes, Mike's got that. That's his deal. He said, I'm going to do the doors that lay down, dude, that just like come down, motorized, all Tesla dash. He said, yo, if Mike thinks he's going to win anything that I'm going to be at, he goes, I'm going for his jugular. I go, dude, let's not get violent here. You know what I mean? But seriously, Culpepper, he was cool. I had to ask him. I said, "Yo, man, I know you look like you're white and stuff." I said, "You're not related to Culpepper that played for the Vikings, right?" And he goes, "No, no." And I said, "Because dude, he torched us a few times, man."
Well, that would be Dante Culpepper.
Yeah, and dude, I don't want to say his name because I have horrible memories of him not having anyone to throw to, and then he just takes off for 40 yards. I'm like, come on, man, this shit ain't even right, dog. But Bobby Arkwright, I know he was out there in the mix. A good dude, always comes through. Duckman, NC Duck, dude. Just someone I always enjoy slapping hands with. He came through and gave me a good the good word. Hey, it's cool to see your truck out. Now this is where I forgot the gal's name. There's a dude and his wife or lady. They had showed up on Friday when we were getting in there, and they had just picked up a new yellow Toyota. Okay, they said they went down to Florida with it, and I got a cool video of it. I'll share that. Kunash Jeremy was there with the Ranger. He had a cool little spot outside. I mean, so many good people. Sal, a lot of Acro kinfolk. Man, I just wish I could remember every single memory. It just was a damn good time, and I got to thank again Tim Davis and Erica, just great people. Some of the other awards, Eddie, I just want to make sure Eddie got Best Old School, and dude, that award fit him perfect. I asked him if Mike could skate the billet deck because I said, you got some moves. You're going to go like Christian and Soy, like 20 feet out of the half pipe. He said, yo, man, I worked hard for this. I don't want Mike to break this motherfucker in half. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. But, hats off to him for coming out. Well, him and Tim Davis both for coming out to the show. Excuse me, set up inside and having that full old school feel when it comes to their display, and that was pretty cool to see because you don't see that very often. So that was cool to see the full display on display there inside at Scrapin the Coast.
Real deal, man. RA in the mother effing house, riding that wave for their 30th anniversary, and you know what? Got to give much love to Relaxed Atmosphere. I know Josh was out there too with his badass S10. A lot of good members out there worldwide. We always hashtag it. We always tag the club, Relaxed Atmosphere Club on Instagram.
Well, hey, if you're going to give them a shout out, you got Jones with the Tahoe. They were over there. RA. There was a bunch of RA guys.
Yes.
There at the show.
Yeah, Mini Trucker Union recently put the awesome two-door hoe. I mean that, like Tahoe, right? Just want to make sure, but the two-door hoe was on the shirt. The big homie over there. Just good people, man. They were splattered everywhere, and I love seeing it. Now, again, we're probably forgetting some things overall, but that was the gist of it in terms of the show. I think, right? Spectators off the hook, I would say probably a record year. Mike gave the numbers, and I love that. This is a show that's willing to say, hey, they're not going to come in and go, man, we had 2,000 last year, man. Dude, we had freaking 3,000 this year. No. It is what it is. No fluffing the numbers. It is what it is. But I tell you what, damn good show. Looking forward to next year for the 20th. And I don't know, Mike, I guess I didn't win the intro wheels. You know what I mean? I didn't get a phone call yet. If someone else got them, just go ahead and give them to me. You know what I mean? I'll put them on something. I'm getting the new golf cart, Okay, the trip home. So, we peel out there. Our goal was to leave Saturday or Sunday morning. No, we wanted to pack up on Saturday, dude. You work all day at the event. You're tired. Everyone's hungry. We got everything condensed down. So thanks to Mike, thanks to Shannon, we got a lot of that done. Now, you guys beat us definitely there by about 30 minutes at least. Sunday morning, you had everything packed up. You peel out with Project Banana Hammock. Now, we get there. We load our stuff, say our goodbyes and everything. When we peel out of town, we get several hours into the day. I don't know, maybe between noon and 2, something like that, and we blow a tire. So for those scoring at home, you got one tire blown on the way there. You got, boom, I'm on the phone with Ruben. I got to go. I got to let you go. We got a blowout. So we're like, okay, number 2, let's get home. A few hours later, we blow another tire, so now we're on the driver's side. Blow a tire. I think the front one, and it lashes with the steel belting, and it looks like it causes the other tires, so two go down at once. Okay, and this is the bad one, Mike, because we're like in I-10 area, no man's land. We call Shannon and Mike. They give us some good advice. Tony Boss Boland's on the phone. Vic posts. Angie Ellis. A lot of people start chiming in, sharing it. Hey, who can help? Whatever, right? We find out that Cholo, his family, his brother, his awesome dude, he comes and gives us. He takes a little bit of time because he's got to get the wheels off. Brings us 2 rims, as Mike would say, 2 wheels, 2 rims, and then 2 tires. Well, Shannon, Mike, I don't know if you know this, when she had left that voicemail for Tim and Son, they didn't call anyone back, but they dispatched a guy out. And, dude, the guy shows up, and Vic and I thought we were, like, on a stranded island. We see this truck with tires in it, and we start jumping for joy, dude. The guy's like, yeah, I'm coming to you guys. And we're like, how the hell do you know? But, dude, Shannon, the power of Shannon, dude. She leaves a voicemail, and then they come, Mike.
Yes, they did. No, she actually talked to the boss.
Oh, she did talk to him.
Oh, yeah. No, she talked to the boss, and the boss was supposed to call her. He couldn't come out. He had his kids, but he said, hey, let me call my son and see if my son's available. And he said, and I'll call you back. Well, he never called us back, but his son showed up. So all in all, it worked out. So at the end of the day, that's all that matters. But yeah, it sucks because we blew a tire on the trailer. We had one of the tires developed a big old knot, on one of the tires. So switched that one out. And but at the end of the day, we made it over there because I ended up actually, and I just want to give a shout out to Ryan over at ProFab Florida for coming through once again and getting, banana hammock, gone postal, hologram, whatever it is that you guys want to call it. He got it back up and running for me to where we could take it to Scrapin the Coast. And, hats off to Ryan for that. So if any of you guys are in need of anything as far as custom framework, engine work, whatever you need, Ryan over at ProFab Florida can get it done for you. So, thanks, Ryan. I appreciate you always coming through and making it happen for me. And excuse me, I dropped it back off over at Scott's, and so we can get it ready for, Eastbound Get Down there in, my show there in January. So I got some things to touch up on because, my dumbass, which I don't think I've even said anything about this on the podcast yet, but I did back my trailer into the truck. So there was a little ding on there. So that's going to get taken care of. And then I got some other things, interior wise, that's going to get done. And I got some more metal work, that's going to get taken care of. So definitely look forward to getting it back and being able to drive this thing. So, but hats off to Ryan for making it all possible. I appreciate you, brother.
Real deal. So, when Shannon, when she had dispatched, got the guy to come out, he goes, well, look, I only got 1 tire. And we're like, well, yeah, we need 2, really. Really, we needed 3. So I was like, look, I'll take the 1, no problem, because that's going to be basically the spare. The homie's bringing the other 2. So the other 2 get there. We've got the spare now. So we're like, okay, we're good, dude, right? Well, we get 70 miles from our exit. There's that one final rest stop, and then you got the one right over by my house. And we had just gotten fuel. So we're like, you know what? This guy pulls up next to us on a motorcycle, and he goes, hey, one of your taillights is kind of acting weird. This is before we got on the exit. So we get on, or the entrance. Or this is before we got back on the expressway. We get on the expressway. We drive for like 15 minutes. I'm like, yo, let's go to this rest stop. Let me mess with the wiring plug. And then, boom. Well, literally, boom, Mike. We get ready. I tap the brakes to get ready to turn into the rest stop. Pow! Number 5, dude. So 1 going there and 4 coming home. All 5 tires I got through the homie. His mom had ordered these. Apparently, they were supposed to be great. They're supposed to be a high-ply tire. No, they weren't super low on air pressure. We abided by all the rules. I've got covers I put on them to keep the sun off of them. I don't know. I don't know if it's a bad batch. I don't know if they just sat too long. I don't know, but rest assured, we got home at 1:30, backed that motherfucker up in the yard, went to sleep, was up 5 hours earlier and doing a Mike Murray, just keeping the pedal stomped, going right to work all day, boom, boom, boom. Come home Monday, unload the trailer. The rest is history. So rest assured, like you said earlier, Mike, it was an exhausting one.
Oh, absolutely. And, we get out and all these, hey, it's great to see everybody. But we can't forget about our boy, DJ Mays, absolutely killing it on stage all weekend long. And, of course, our little man, Diggity Dom. So, hats off to both of those guys. And always good seeing them. And, always look forward to seeing them. And actually, I get to see them again here at Southern Tradition. So look forward to seeing those guys.
Real deal. So that's kind of the wrap up for STC. I just want to say in closing, let's make sure from a Scrapin the Coast perspective, let's make sure that we, say our prayers for Greg Miller and big ups to everyone, including, as you said, Craig Rowley earlier that had called in. That went towards, it sounds like a good cause. So certainly appreciate that. That means a lot to me, man. So big ups. Mike, a few more scene updates. These are quick ones, miscellaneous. So Riggedy Ron Perkins, by the time you hear this, our family over at Hammered Weekend Wear will have dropped 2 new pre-sales on DJ Maze's set, which is on Twitch. So download Twitch. It's free. Search DJ Maze, just how it sounds. But Riggedy Ron Perkins, he was out there. Hank was snoozing, dude. He was on an all-night binge. But I highly, Mike and I ask that you go to HAMMERD, weekendwear.com. You can go right there to products, and you'll see the pre-orders. Now, the cool thing is he also has them on the main page. So right now you've got just basically the Hummered sticker, and you have the square body compare sticker, right? So it gives you a little bit. Now, Mike, here's the deal, right? I'm going to break it to you guys now. You could still get the Electric Avenue, and you can get the Total Domination. There's a few of those out there, right? Those start at prices as low as $22. They got a ton of sizes, including banners, okay? But, Mike, if you're on Hammered Weekend Wear right now, you can see these. The Hummer has that badass front logo that kind of looks like a steel deal with rivets in it. That's also incorporated into the back. And you have this badass blue Hummer. This is Jimmy Hummer. Since we've been wanting to feature Jimmy's Hummer since it was green with a fresh, with a refresh, we thought it would be best to go ahead and do it now. So really awesome. You got multiple colors, including red, black, grays, and white. But Mike, dude, I gotta say, one of my favorites, man. Okay, the square beyond compare. DJ Maze with Too Short is officially patched in to the HAMMERD, the Hammered Weekend Wear family, with a freaking banger of artwork in a shirt, dude. So excited for the homie.
Yes, and I basically came out and told him that I think that's going to be the #1 selling Hammered Weekend Wear shirt of all time. That's my pick. Those colors are absolute fire.
Yeah. Again, same color options here. Jason Barbaglia, a.k.a. DJ May, has been putting in work. Love the color on this truck. And it's known as teal short. So you got the teal color. I know he's got airlift on it. He's got the billets. He's got the Phantom grill. He's got the little nod to Hammered with the HAM and then ERD on the front license plate. But you also see the arch in there, so the little nod to the gateway to the south. Of course, Hammered Weekend Wear always partners up with Graphic Disorder. So, I mean, dude, if DJ Maze can't get this, maybe as like a face tattoo, maybe a neck, as you say. I mean, if nothing else, like a tattoo on his back. I mean, I don't know, man. I think he's got to step up, Mike.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that he's got to step up, and I think he will.
I think he will. And if not, Dom's there. Dom's his ride or die. So Dom is willing, apparently, to step up. If and maybe he'll do one. Now, listen, if it's Dom, I mean, we'll let a temporary tattoo go. You know what I mean? That's cool. I mean, he's not of age yet to be able to get a real tattoo.
Oh, and I'll be honest with you. I don't think Dom would be down for a tattoo anyway. That's just
yeah.
That's what I think.
Real deal hammeredweekendwear.com. That's HAMMERD weekendwear.com. You can also scroll to the bottom and go to things like mini garage store, happy hour clearance, and that clearance also has some shirts. Some items may be sold out. There's some shirt packs, things like that, if you're looking to get in on some deals. From there, Mike, you got digital. So Street Trucks, they did drop the new cover. And I just want to say, when you go to streettrucksmag.com, you can look at it. Former guest Heath Moore, he did the interior and a lot of work on this pumpkin carving a custom. And it's a cool cover, Mike. I don't want to give it away. You got to see it. It's different. So I love that Street Trucks is continuing to do different things, and really excited for that. And our brother, Tim, from Negative Camber, Florida, OG, he's got a feature in here, Back to Basics in a Long Bed Way, Static X, and so stoked to see that one, Mike.
Yeah, dude, and it's badass, and the new Street Trucks is the cover, and that thing is really cool, really badass truck, and Street Trucks just keeps pumping them out, and hats off to Chris and Nicole because it's no breaks, brother.
Yes, sir. Now, all of these scene updates, including our breakdown of Scrapin the Coast 2021, is brought to you by, as we mentioned earlier, Garage Gear Clothing. Visit garagegearclothing.com. Check it out. Figure out what you want for the holidays. Let your main squeeze or significant other know, and you'll be set to go. All right, a few more things, and we'll wrap it up, Mike. The key show updates, dude. So listen, Relax It in the Northwest, The Awakening, big event going down in Oregon. If you want more information or you're interested in gallivanting on up, go to Instagram, type in Relaxin in the NW. You'll see there you've got the link over to the Facebook page, right? That's the easiest way. Also, Relaxin in the Northwest. And there's a lot of good information out there. This event is obviously about 3 hours south, I think it is. And it's Medford, and it's July 28th through August 1st. We're looking forward to it. I'm making arrangements now to go up as long as I can get that Friday off. I got my fingers crossed. Well, we just got one of our meeting dates, and it looks like that date's going to be the 27th at work. So I'm hoping I'll be able to squeeze this day off. And then, Mike, of course, we've got Slam Fest. You can pre-register now if you go to Mini Madness Inc. on Instagram. They've got the link in the bio. Of course, I have gotten some questions. The website, when you go to minimadness.com, you have to go to the bottom and click the hyperlink that's there. And then you have to go to online registration at the top. Fill it out, save 20. There's a lot more shows we'll talk about, but Mike, real quick, dude, you're going to a show. Dude, this is the dedication you got, man. I mean, I'll be honest, I razz you a lot. I got to update your binder, your employee binder. But, dude, you just gallivanted from Biloxi. You're getting ready to gallivant back on up to Destin. And then I heard you're going to gallivant on over to Georgia for freaking Southern Tradition.
Oh, absolutely, brother. We got to go over there and show our boy Walker Frank some support. And like me and you were talking about, earlier, it's actually going to be nice because I'm going to actually go up there and enjoy the show. And we're not going to have a booth. So I'll be up there making sure to spread the gospel about Eastbound Get Down. And guys, if you haven't heard, make sure you guys go out and check. I got a new sponsored post going on right now on Instagram, Eastbound Get Down Show, and like and share it because I've teamed up with Asphalt Army and a boy Ron over at Hammered Weekend Wear, and you can win $200 gift card. Okay, $100 to Asphalt Army and $100 to Hammered Weekend Wear. All you got to do is like it, share it, and one winner is going to win $200. So go check it out.
Excellent, Mike. So, dude, bro, I mean, you're working your day job. You got your home watch business. You're doing the shows. You got a couple under your belt, and then of course you're gallivanting the shows with OLP, repping 24/7, 365, dude. I mean, you're doing pretty good. But again, I don't want to update your binder too much because if you get too many points, that's when you start wanting to cash in the employee store and stuff, Mike. And we just don't have it like that yet. You know what I mean? You're like, man, can I take a day off? And I'm like, dude, come on, man. I mean, we're working for pennies here. We gotta keep working, man. I mean,
Yes.
we got 19 listeners last week. I think we got to 21. Because we met Jeff Cook Jr. and he said he'd listened. He downloaded one episode. So, but the Key Show updates brought to you by our family at the West Coast Influence. Take our word for it. minitruckfilm.com. You can order the Blu-ray or DVD. Radar said, please let them know that OLP sent you. And you got to add this one to the collection. But you have to go to minitruckfilm.com. We'll talk about more shows, I promise. Relaxing in the Northwest right now. We're focused on for late July. And then Slamfest, Smack Dad, kind of almost in the middle of October this year. A little bit earlier, kind of the second weekend. Really looking forward to those. And then, Mike, lastly, with the podcast updates, I just want to thank Joey at Get Decked, Mike. I mean, this guy comes through time and time again. And, Mike, I know Graphic Disorder kills it with the artwork, but Joey has a custom remix that we always do with him. We always approve those before he goes to print, and he always comes through, man.
Like you said, he always does. And make sure you guys are checking out and make sure you guys go out and support Joey for his, excuse me, that's coming up. You got any info or you got a show date on that one, Jay?
Yeah, so Mike, dude, Attitude Check 9. I always want to say Altitude Check, man. Maybe because, little known fact, I was in a club called Collapsed Altitude, dude. And I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to talk about that one. But if you type in Attitude Check and then with a number 9 on Facebook, you're going to see that this one is August 19th through the 22nd. And that's there at Mr. B's Park in Woodford, Virginia. It's a 3-day event. It's going down, but if you go to Facebook, that's the best place to get information. You'll see it's hosted by Joey Dilworth, 3-day event, Mr. B's Park, as I had mentioned, and it's going to be a good one. It's a car, truck, and bike show, and it benefits the local school system in Caroline County, Virginia. Last year, they donated over 600 book bags filled with school supplies. So listen, he's another guy out here doing amazing stuff. That's Woodford, Virginia. Joey Dilworth, hit him up for your skate deck needs. Hit him up for your show information that you're looking for. Mike, I don't think we got any new reviews. I'm checking right now. If you're on an iPhone, make sure you leave us a review. You can tap the 5 stars or tap, after you tap the 5 stars, you can also write a review. And I stand corrected. I have an NCNY, maybe North. So I'm thinking negative Camber, New York. You guys are killing it. Keep up the great work. Look forward to hearing you guys every week. Certainly appreciate that. But Mike, it kind of a little shorter. I know we always say we're going to keep things shorter. So, we wanted to do this wrap up. It's important to us. Mike, can you just mention too who won our Minis on the Rise award before we wrap it up here at Scrapin the Coast?
Miss Marilyn Baker got herself a new S10. Well, I say new, but new to her, S10, and it is called Sugar Baby. So hats off to her and her other half, Gary Baker. He went out and found this S10 for her, and she's in love, and she just got a new paint job on it, and it looks great. And that took home our Minis on the Rise pick because obviously that Mini is definitely on the rise.
Yeah, big ups to Gary. They're good people. Thanks to Scumbag Mikey, that's what you call him, Mike, for feeding us with some ice-cold beverages there at Scrapin the Coast 2021. We're looking forward to next year. And, Mike, I did see that they released the date. So new show dates officially from STC Scrapin the Coast. New show dates will be 6/24 through 6/26, 2022. Now, we're looking forward to that. And listen, we hope that everybody had a great time in East Tennessee Showdown. Love that event. We weren't able to go just because of the conflict. Not sure what will happen next year, but I tell you what, they had a great job. Josh Ellis was there. Depending on how next week goes, we'll try to do a little bit of a wrap-up for that event if we can. I'll be out of town. Mike, I know you're going to be out of town as well, so we're trying to get everything done this week. So we'll try to link up with Justin. Great people up there. Love what they do. Big NC gathering, if you will, as well. So, Mike, I believe that's all I have. Just get well, Greg Miller.
Oh, absolutely, man. Keep those prayers coming. And the power of prayer does some awesome things. So, AJ, with that being said, Airhead Nation.
We at you. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Happy 4th of July. Don't do anything too crazy. We at you.